Hi, welcome to the live stream this morning. So I'm going to be channeling Archangel Raphael, and Raphael come through me and give messages based on what's going on at the moment and for the week ahead, and maybe do a clearing as well. Yes, I'm just going to let him come in and speak through me. Just before we start, I just want to mention that I do have more appointments up. On the Archangel Raphael website for one-to-ones. And I do have slots for next week as well. So I put more up just a couple of days ago, and I'll be having and later today I'll be putting appointments up for the week after this week as well. So I'll have appointments up for the next 2 weeks. So if anyone wants to book, just go to that website yeah, and there are plenty of appointments at the moment and all different times as well. So, they can, fit in with, your different, time zones. So, yeah, anyway, so I'm just going to let Archangel Raphael come in and speak through me. I would like you to know that what I am actually seeing at the moment is that there is a lot going on many levels, a lot that is clearing, a lot that is rearranging. And what I am actually seeing is as a result, there will actually be changes on the earth plane. So I am actually seeing tangible things which will happen. And as a result, a lot will change for many people. So I am giving you this message because I would like you to know that things really are changing for the better. Even if at the moment it does not seem like it, that something is really turning around and it will affect many, many people, large numbers of people. And I will go as far as to say that you may actually find yourselves affected on a deeply personal level by global changes which will happen next. What I am actually seeing is that there are many people in the world at the moment who are deeply, in one way or another, in need of change. Many people who have actually come to a stage in their lives where they realize that if something does not change, they are not able to actually be here anymore on the earth plane. That things have got to that stage where there are many people who feel like this, where actually there are things going on in the world which are literally wiping others, people from the planet, wiping out groups of people. And there is actually a major catastrophe at the moment going on that is going to create changes for many people in the world. So, what I am actually seeing is that as a result, there will be something that happens on a global level that will actually change the lives of many people. And it will mean that as a result, there will actually be a lot more accountability, a lot more recognition of injustice, and even something that will happen where people who have been in one way or another severely neglected and not in any way included in what goes on in the world will actually be given a voice, will be given what they need in order to be able to make a difference in the world. Where many people who have been severely disempowered will actually be given a lot so that they can have a voice, so that they can stand out from the crowd and make a difference in the world. And it will actually be through these people that the world will change. It will be through empowering those who have been severely neglected, disempowered for many lifetimes, that everything else in the world will change. And it is really good for you to know that if you are included in this, then it is your time to actually be, in one way or another, making a difference, that you will also be given what you need in order to play your part. I also would like you to know that because of this, it is not really important whether you are promoting yourself or not in the world. It is no longer a time where those who have the most money, who are able to market themselves well, who are able to tell the world what they want the world to believe, are the ones who make progress. That this is all changing, and it is a time where those who have something to say, who are genuine, who have something that they have to share with the world, that will be life changing for everyone who will hear the message. It is those who will be empowered. People perhaps who come from communities where there have been many lifetimes of persecution. People who come from places where literally people have had no voice. It may even be that you are representing one of these groups. It may be that you perhaps are in one way or another in a position of leadership in the world. But what I will say is that the new leaders will all be about representing those who have not had a voice for many lifetimes. And I am saying this because I want you to know what to expect in the future. And those of you who perhaps have felt left out for a long time, you will be included. I also would like to speak about the theme of feeling persecuted by others. Persecution is made up of two things. It is made up of something that you perceive inside of yourself that is happening. And that is something that is subjective. It is something that can be disputed by others. It is an internal feeling. It is something, perhaps, that you yourself generate, or it can be something real, but it is your internal experience of a situation. And this certainly can be disputed. And not all people who feel persecuted genuinely are. Some people who feel persecuted, it is more a reflection of their internal environment. Perhaps they have a sense of entitlement, and when they do not get what they believe they deserve, they believe something is wrong, and then they start to feel persecuted. They feel like a victim. So, this is one scenario. And what I am speaking about actually is the second scenario, where people are deliberately, in one way or another, silenced, where people have to, in one way or another, experience things in their lives which really they have no say over, where people have things taken away from them, where people are actually not only made to feel inferior, they are inferior in the eyes of others. They have no say over their own lives. They struggle to cope with what is going on, but no one cares. And this is real persecution. And it is persecution that exists everywhere in the world, even in domestic environments. And it is this second type of persecution that will be addressed, because internal feelings of persecution do need to be addressed by going within. But real persecution on a level that is very tangible, this is what will actually be dealt with. And through this, there will be a lot more fairness, justice, a sense of what is really right in the world. And through this, a lot of people will be liberated. So, this is what is going on at the moment. And the process is not pleasant by any means. And it is not even a process that some people recognize is going on. But it is something very real at the moment. And on a global level, this will actually be life changing for many people, many groups of people. But it will take some time to fully complete. So, what I would like you to know is, in the meantime, be very aware that this is going on. And if you have a part to play in this, then play your part. Know that if you are one of those people who are meant to be speaking out on behalf of others, now is your time to do it. It is not later, it is absolutely now. And if you are not quite sure about how to do it, then go within and ask. Be guided by your higher self. Know that there will be a way to do this. I have more messages to give. I would like you to know that every single person in the world is part of something bigger that is going on. And some people's part is much more to keep things the same. So their part, perhaps, is to be part of the resistance to change. And what they do is they try to keep everything a certain way. And it is these people who make life difficult for others, people who are trying to create change, who are trying to work on evolving the planet and the people on it. And what I will say about this layer of resistance is the best way to overcome it is to go within and consciously ask that you are in one way or another able to bypass this layer. Because what I will say about this layer of resistance is that it will always be there. There is always going to be a layer of people who are all about keeping everything the same. And they tend to come from places in the universe where the energy is not so high, where perhaps they are used to a certain type of life, that on a very deep level, this is what they are all about. And some of them come with good intention, actually, but they really have no idea about evolution. They have no idea that life can be so much better. So they are ignorant. And then part of this layer, there are those who know what they are doing, who know that actually life could be so much better for everyone, but they are just in one way or another not interested. They perhaps want to keep people at a certain level deliberately. Or perhaps it is actually that they are simply just comfortable where they are. So they are not ignorant, but they are just a bit too comfortable. Perhaps they are in some way or another benefiting from the suffering of others. But what I will say about this layer is that it can be bypassed by going within and asking that actually you are kept in a vibrational timeline that is above it, where you are colliding with the right people who also want change. And through this, you are able to build a current of energy that is very powerful, that can actually create a lot of change very fast. And when you are on this current of energy, then nothing can get in your way, that you don't even notice the resistance. And this is what I would like all of you to be doing, going within and consciously asking that you bypass this layer of resistance, that it is much better to be on a higher timeline, to then be able to keep going and not in any way be affected by this layer. You are even able to set your intention daily that you are kept on this higher timeline, that literally the resistance doesn't affect you on any level. And through this, it disappears out of your reality. Because what I will say about getting involved with this layer is that it keeps you in a lower vibration. It keeps you locked in to a certain frequency, which is actually one of the things the resistance is trying to do. It is one of the intentions behind it to keep people locked in a lower vibration. So even if you are involved in trying to, in some way or another, resist the layer of resistance, you are still locked into it in some way. So I would much rather you go into a higher timeline, collide with the right people, and ignore the rest. And through this, you keep your vibration high. I have one more message about this, and that is every single person who listens to these live streams is part of the cosmic collective. And by this, I mean that you are here to bring a higher frequency to the earth plane. And through this, you are not only empowering yourselves, but also others. You are making life better for everyone. And because of this, it is important to keep your vibration high. It is important to avoid the negative vibrations of the earth plane. And the best way of actually protecting yourself from negativity is to be on a higher timeline, is to actually be on a timeline where you do not collide with these frequencies. And if you have any karma with these negative frequencies, then it will automatically come in and you can identify the karma and clear it. And once all the karma is clear, you will not collide with it again. Once you make that decision, that is what I see. I have a few more messages to give. I would like you to know that this is the new age. You are not waiting for it anymore. This actually is it. And because of this, it is the right time to actually be in your higher self connection when it comes to what you are here to give. It is no longer the time to wait. The time has already arrived. So, for those of you who believe that you need to wait for the world to be ready for you, the world already is ready, and it is time for you actually to step up, to clear what is in the way of actually offering what you have to give others on a soul level. I also would like you to know that those of you who are not fully there yet, remember that it is not about how long it takes you. It is about actually being on this path. So if you do feel that you are not ready yet, that you have a lot to clear, that is okay. But make sure that you are engaging with what is in the way, with what needs clearing. I have one more message to give about this, and that is those of you who are already ready, remember that when you do your life work, it is not about expecting everything to go smoothly straight away. It is about knowing that as you engage with your life work, there will be things that come up to resolve. Perhaps things which are karmic, perhaps things you need to fine tune. But that does not mean you are doing the wrong thing. It just means that there are corrections to make. And so I would like you to know this, that it is really important to focus on what you have to give and then allow the process to naturally unfold. And as something comes into your field, deal with it, but don't take it personally. It is simply something that needs resolving, perhaps an old energy coming in that is karmic from another life, perhaps something else. But don't get over involved in analysing it in terms of what it means for you and your purpose. What it does actually mean is that you simply have something that has not been sorted out yet on a soul level, something that needs sorting out, perhaps even something really minor, such as making an adjustment when it comes to how you are doing your purpose. Perhaps there is something out of place. Perhaps it is to do with a boundary or something else. And as you adjust it, things start to flow again in the right direction. I have no more messages, and what I would like to share is that generally this will be a good week for all of you. A week where things are able to happen in a really positive way for all of you. That is all. Hmm. Yeah, so thank you everyone for listening. And yeah, wishing you a really good week ahead. And much love to all of you.